This is not Sudoku class. So let's talk about Japanese and JIDOKA. So I'm gonna start building your house together, right? We're gonna build it brick by brick, right? This is the lean house that everybody talked about. I was very impressed with everybody outside this room, what they've talked about, Toyota, the model, and everything. I wanna bring the Toyota with some really good example. I'm gonna show you the DNA of Toyota, which I'm glad, in a way, not many people talk about the second column, the second pillar of Toyota. So building the house steps, right? Stability, 5S or 6S, another way, standard work. Visual management, right? Go and see, red, amber, yellow, green. And the first pillar, oh wow, we got the flow, JIT, right? Right product, right time, right place, all that good stuff. Tag time, right? What's your tag time? Your value stream said it, that's JIT column, right? Now this is the second pillar that we're gonna talk about. Now, not a lot of people, unfortunately, it's the least understood. The mysterious thing about Toyota. This is the hood when you open and you look and see. What you've been seeing, honestly, guys, is the outside, not the inside. So we're gonna work together, peel the onion, so to speak, with you to get you the DNA of Toyota. Quality at the source, automation, not automation. I'll explain the difference. Oh, it's the house. Oh, you see the roof now. What is missing, guys?
Separation.
It's your JIDOKA.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're going to talk why it's the least understood, why this is happening. We all of us, and I'm guilty one of them too, we work so much here. For some reason or another, we never cross here. Or we're doing it, but we don't know it. And it's a hidden thing. We're going to talk about why JIT is so visible, right? The Kanban, the inventories. You walk and see, but JIDOKA is hidden. It's under the hood. It's what's happening inside the machine. How smart is it? Does it sing, like in some examples? I'll explain that shortly. All right, enough introduction. So this is JIDOKA. So I'm going to give you some numbers. I'm big on numbers. So I'm glad we have bank guys to help me with numbers. This is in millions. Okay, thousands, right? Okay, let's run. So now I'm going to play the second part of the data. So no, anybody kind of has an idea what is this? No? Okay. Lean. Google hits 223 million. JIT, 28 million. Kaizen, 12 million. TPS, 7 million. What's the last one? Of course. Did I make my case? Yes. I rest my case, Your Honor. I can leave now. I just showed you why JIDOKA is the least understood. I'm really, it's so passionate about this because this is what the grit, the gist of Toyota. So, what is JIDOKA? So this is just another example how many times X is of this. All right. Let's get going. 20 minutes, Kaizen, Kaikaku, I show you here. So we'll move on. So here's your Japanese class. JIDOKA. Okay? Again, it's automation. It's basically automation with the human touch. The human, again. People said it many times in many classes, many events. People. JIDOKA is made of people. It's not automation, guys. It's taking the thinking of the people that do the job every day and put it in the machine and take that operator away from the machine. And then he or she can work on problem solving, the whack-a-mole style management. Because they keep firing. If I am attached to that machine, I'm working all the time, I don't have time to solve problems. If I'm loading the part and I'm waiting on the machine, I can't go somewhere else. I am coupled to that machine. I cannot do my job, solve problems, and everything else. We need to do the decoupling. Put the intelligence in the machine. Machine itself tells you good, bad, ugly, and you're running other machines or other processes. This is very important. All right. So I'm gonna, again, take you back to the TPS. And to me, there is a wrong definition about TPS. This is my humble opinion. I think it's the thinking people system. That's the true definition of TPS. If I have the chance, I will change it because it's about people, it's about thinking. It's not about doing and all that stuff. It's the people. And you heard it from Barry yesterday. He told you it's spend enough time culture with people, developing the people, and they make it happen. That's the capital or the gold mine of Toyota, it's the people. So I'm not going to take you through this, but basically I'm showing you step by step, brick by brick. I'm not going to, because of the 20 minutes, but basically JIDOKA is quality built into the machine. The machine stops by itself when it is a defect. And I'm going to show you how it started DNA back in the 1940s. The end-on, person, machine decoupling, visual controls, error proofing. If you do that, if your processes have these, you're on good steps for JIDOKA. Whatever the product service you're doing, if you have these kind of activities going on, functions in your process, that's a good thing. All right. So it's, again, respect for humanity to humanity. This is important. Each of one of us in this room and outside, the workers, even the janitors want to contribute. Wasting energy on non-value added is muda, of course. Our job is to eliminate muda and change motion, right, into work, turn the negative into positive. Everyday activities becomes much simpler, repetition. So this is a very important about people and mentality. This is a quick shot, snapshot of Toyota. If you want to build this house, I would say flip it and see the two columns, pillars. Here's pillar 2 in a way. I want to show you exactly what we're talking about, step by step. Two things is when the judge, the machine is smart enough to say good part, bad part. I'm going to show you some value stream maps on the flow of certain products if it's a traditional manufacturing versus Toyota process. So it stops and abnormality occurs and it tells you what to do. The employee does not think, I'm sorry, but we took that thinking into the machine. Now the machine tells them do something. So the defect, the machine has two exits, good parts and bad parts. Not exiting at the same exit. Good parts, we never mix them. We'll never have the decision making on correct. Oh, is this a good part or a bad part? They never exit. You have a Y. And it's a green or red, easy. No, no, no. And then stop when completed. Every time a part starts, it's finished, and so forth. Decoupling operator and machine. This is very important. No babysitting. I hate to call it that way. We never seen one operator, one machine all day sitting. You'll see many operations machines, and we're just observing, monitoring. I hope you have processes like these. You don't have 1-to-1 ratio. That's where it drives costs down. So smarter machines put the intelligence, it runs on its own, and it tells you what's wrong or right or whatever, and the operator working on some other things or solving problems, doing A3 or some other things. Very important. And then you get benefits from labor saving, manpower, and of course here, build the quality in the process. Never pass on a defect to the next station. Always stops right there. You never solve it to the end of the line. That's not how Toyota works, or the quality in the system. So this is with ownership. Basically, we build it, and it's called JKK. So historical background, to give you some history, because I love the history, the leadership that Anu did, and some others. So I want to give you the loom machine. This is what started Toyota. The first thing about Toyota is the loom machine. If you ever know about it, Sakichi Toyota. He was the first one to develop a poka-yoke to the loom machines, and he sold this patent and made millions of dollars, and that's what Toyota is all about today, where he divested in so many things. But the machine stopped. When the line broke, it stopped. Never made a defect. That was his invention, poka-yoke. And sold hundreds, thousands in Shanghai and Asia, made a lot of money, sold it, and then went on to make bigger things and so forth. So don't make a defect, no flow out to the customer or to the next customer, internal. And then do not make operator, again, monitoring the machine. So, know Jeff pretty well, don't know David Meyer, but again, I want to mention some of their quotes. Basically, the decision to stop and fix problems as they occur rather than pushing them down the line to be resolved later. That's what JIDOKA is so powerful. It's a large part, again, of the difference, effectiveness of Toyota and other companies. Taiichi Ono, of course, the father of TPS, and Taiichi Toyota with the Proqis with the loom machine. They're the originator and practices in the manufacturing textile machinery and so forth. TPS built upon the two pillars, JIT and JIDOKA. Ono, his comments about it's the spirit of the JIDOKA, comes from the invention of the judo loom. That's the DNA of Toyota. And every machine Toyota makes has this kind of DNA in it, the smarter machine. The meaning of JIDOKA, again, auto stop device. It stops from passing on a defect or stops when a defect is made. It's a smart machine. Now, here's the discussion we want to have, and I want to get to that. JIT, it's all about, it's the team play and the individual play, the forest and the trees. JIT is dynamic, you can see it, you can feel it, you see products, you see Kanban cards, you see the flow. In JIDOKA, it's not. It's intelligence, it's different. It's what's under the hood. It's Proqis. It's you put mechanism in the machine to detect the defect. It's very, and even the Japanese have a hard time with JIDOKA, believe me, and I'll talk through these least understood. So that's kind of, I'm telling you, it's really all about the individual contribution of the certain players into this to make it better. That's why it takes the person that does this job every day to put this knowledge into the machine and design it better. Here's some history, again, historical background. I'm giving you a lot of historical from the 40s and the 50s, how developed the loom machine and that's what really it drove the efficiency and quality of the machine. Another Art Smiley, a very good Toyota guy. And one is the notion of building quality at the process. This is the least well understood part of TPS and the hardest to see. This part of TPS is frankly just not understood by anyone writing about Toyota today. He calls it the mystery pillar of TPS. So why? Why JIDOKA is the least understood? It's not easy to see to the naked eye. It takes an expert to locate in the process. CNC, for instance. Anybody who does CNC machining? Okay. Do you have a probing in the machine that checks the part quality? You don't have to take a part, check it outside. So if you have probing, it checks good part, bad part, or as it's in the part in the machine. That's a good thing. That's smart. You check it, it goes on to the next process to give you capability, SPC, and so forth. So the by way of contrast, however, even a beginner can see it material moving, like we talked about. A good JIDOKA, on the other hand, is more static by nature and almost invisible. Without JIDOKA, you cannot achieve a very high level of quality. Productivity will struggle since problems are escaping. Pull system won't work well either, guys, if you have parts defects escaping. It takes a lot of labor hours to contain and fix quality problems. So if you have rework, scrap, or whatever it is, it takes a lot of money, right, and energy. If you can't make it right first time, when do you? When do you have the time? You put the money in the machine, in JIDOKA, and make it right, and tell it to detect when it's bad. You have to catch these before they flow out to the next customer or the consumer. Sorting and repairing is not value added. We know that, that's common sense. JIDOKA needs a signal to signal a problem, and there has to be a strong culture, we talked about it, of root cause problem solving to establish prevention. You have to sustain it with people solving problem, why it's happening. Can I put some countermeasure in the machine to stop passing on these defects or detect them? Again, another sheet of why JIDOKA is least understood. It's really a lot of failed implementation back to not building this second pillar. People spend a lot of time on JIT and the steps, but they never cross for some reason or another. It's a strange word, by the way. They came from China. These were the JIDOKA. The Japanese, they don't get it. They had a hard time with it and fitted it. So even doesn't translate to English anything. Unbelievable. So visual controls are just decoration unless they trigger action, right? So how many times you have end-ons and nobody doing anything about them, right? The yellow signal, the red, or whatever, they working, not working, how do you know? And so forth. It's very interesting. Moving on. How's my time? Anybody check my time?
You're doing good.
You doing well? All right. So why JIDOKA? So I'm going to give you a quick hit list of the benefits, advantages of JIDOKA. Make abnormality visible. The invisible visible. We developed a tool, we call it honky tonk. Of course, I'm a duck hunter. It started in the duck blind, okay? And basically what we made is a smart machine that sings, just like you call ducks. You know, of course, I'm not a duck dynasty here, but the thing is, the machine, based on the condition, it gives you different tune. And the operator picks that music, by the way. He or she owns it. So what you want to do is the machine start telling people what's wrong with it. If it's TPM check, quality check, if I reach my goal for the day, it plays Monday Night Football tune. Celebrate, enjoy, have fun. Anyway, so you need to really be creative about how to get that next level of engagement of the people and the machine, make a smarter machine. To prevent, again, the creation and proliferation of defects in the processing and production flow, effective utilization manpower, right? Now we decouple the person from the machine. He or she can run several machines. So you're getting good utilization manpower. Products produced will be top per quality, no question about it. Shorter delivery of products because no rework, no return or scrap. Reduction failure equipment time, you get good system reliability going on, improved level of customer satisfaction. Increased quality of final products, we know that. Lower cost, internal, external. JIDOKA is the future quality system. JIDOKA is passed to zero defect. If that's what you're planning on doing, do it right first time. That would be the first step in your process. Is, am I JIDOKA compliant? I'm not going to go through this. This presentation is, anyway, but you can see that I'm explaining, try the automation of human touch and automation. And you can see the difference based on action and effect. And you see it side by side. If you want to stay over, I'll be happy to give you the stick. The presentation on the site has 70 slides. So I gave you the DNA of Toyota. Truly, I'm not hiding anything. So use it, and like I say, abuse it. It's okay. So, but I'm not going to go through these too much. So the third one, I want to talk to quality into the process. So this is what we mean quality in the process. Every time we make something, we check it. Every time. First loop at the station, we make it. The next one is at cell level, then the site. We never try to get it to the customer, guys. So let's imagine Rick is making a product. He's passing it on to me. I ain't taking it, but I check it before it starts in my process. Is it okay? So we always have checks and balances. We never take okay as okay. We verify that he's done his work because we don't know if it's rework or whatever. So I need to guarantee his quality. So he says I'm good. I would check it before it goes, adds value to it, and then start $1 to $50. Why do I want to build on something that's defective?
Trust but verify.
Exactly. Thank you. So here's the traditional system and the JIDOKA system. This is a typical, I worked in the big three before the past in my days, and typically what happens, this is back in the days I'm talking, don't know really now. We build it and pass it on, and then the final, typically we have final inspection, right? This is traditional, and then we either scrap it, rework it, and then goes back to shipping. Traditional manufacturing system flow. Now with JIDOKA, as you know, we're building every station has a check for the previous station. We check it and check it before they go. Although we still have final inspection, but we never pass on here. We guarantee the quality because we don't know if something happens here. We have to guarantee the customer. We have to. We have a full inspection, performance, everything. Here we just checking in this one on the quality of A. And C checking on B. And we build on that model. So thank you. I'm done.
Whoa!
Whoa!